How I became a Christian. From my earliest memories I can remember some type of Christian things people had around me. A Bible, a picture of Christ, a storybook about the birth someone gifted me, and other things here and there. I don't ever remember going to church services with my parents ever. While they said they believed, they never went to church that I know of or practiced any beliefs except for the occasional holiday prayer. Growing up I had questions, however school always taught evolution. I can remember believing in God and thinking evolution is cool at the same time. I made my way to church a few times through being invited by a friend, and a local church picked me up for a few weeks. Still nothing piqued my interest. Later as an adult I found myself in God's hotel for a month. During my stay I finally picked up the Bible and read it from front to back for the first time in my life. Many things piqued my interest, like Genesis chapter 6 verse 4. What's going on there? Nephilim? What's that? What were their children? So when I got out the wife and I decided to start attending a local church. It was nice, but I noticed that not only was it not following the precepts laid out in the Bible, but it was doing things the Bible said not to do. So it didn't take. I looked at many churches over time and it seemed to be the same problem. I've even had pastors tell me the stories in the Bible aren't real, just myths that describe a good way to live. It was until years later, out of frustration, I looked up to heaven and asked God, what is the truth? I feel like something is going on. Are you real? Are aliens real? And I meant that with all my heart. Well, I got an answer. And it came from everywhere. It's not really important what it was specifically, except to say my eyes were open to things hidden in plain sight. Things we all see and dismiss on a daily basis everywhere we go and everything we look at. A source of power, a kingdom most people don't know exists, but in fact controls everything. Pulling a curtain of lies over the truth. The same one Satan told Jesus about while tempting him in the desert. A source of power, a kingdom most people don't know exists, but in fact controls everything. Pulling a curtain of lies over the truth. The same one Satan told Jesus about while tempting him in the desert. I know by now maybe this might seem cliché, but the best way to describe it in a secular way is from a quote from the movie The Matrix, but let's edit it a little to make it more applicable. The lie is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. That's what I saw, or what was unveiled for me to see. A thing that once you see it, you can never unsee it. And it changed me. Reading science fiction used to be my favorite pastime. Now I can hardly read a book as interest in the Bible and sermons has overtaken that. I want to know the truth, and the good book is the source of it. Especially about the days we are living in. And we are living in the end of times as described in the prophetic books of the Bible. I know it, and I'm willing to bet you know it, or at least feel something isn't right, or you wouldn't be here. Which brings me to the point of this channel. There are two actually. First, to create a community where we can learn and grow together to strengthen our knowledge of the Word. The second is to raise awareness about this truth. To wake people up. The time is short. In obedience to the Father is to follow the command of Jesus to go and make disciples of all nations so that they too can experience life through salvation. So please join us in expressing our faith to support and nurture one another as we reach out to a wider community. And the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him.